Okay, I'm back. So on the Saturday, pretty much the whole day, every time my doctor and midwife would come anywhere near us, we were like, are we going? Is it time? Like, do you have someone yet? And they're like, no, sorry, like, not yet, don't have anyone. So about 7-8 o'clock, by this point I was just like to Craig, like, just go up the road, like get something to eat, have a shower, and just like just try and get ready for obviously what's going to happen. So he leaves, I go for a shower, like get clean jammies on, jump into bed, had literally just closed my eyes, and one of the auxiliary nurses like came round the curtain with some white toast and was like, oh, you need to eat this. And I was like, oh, I can't, like I'm not allowed that, I've got gestational diabetes, I can't have white bread. And she's like, no, you need to eat it because you're not going to have anything else like when you go to labour suite, so like, you just need to eat it. So I was like, oh, right, okay, can't tell me twice. So honestly, like I stuffed this toast down my gob, then ended up with the most horrendous heartburn of my life. Now I'm not someone who suffers with heartburn, but 2 omeprazole did not touch the sides of this heartburn, so that was fun. So I had that, and then managed to kind of like fall into sort of some sleep, but again my roommates were being horrendous again, so it really wasn't like a deep sleep or anything. And then at about half 2 in the morning, the midwife then comes round and says, I've got your room, your midwives are literally going to come up and get yourself organised. So I'm like, oh god, like I need to phone Craig, like I need to get Craig up here like as soon as possible. So I phoned him. He'd literally just done the same as me. He'd just get into sleep and I'd woke him up. I felt terrible, but had to do it. So he literally came up on the lift as we were waiting for the lift to go down to labour suite. So it was actually quite nice. The lift doors opened and he was there, and we were like, oh, like let's go down to labour suite, let's have a baby. So we get into the lift and we were taken down. We had our room, and by this point I remember it feeling quite a calm environment, but my anxiety felt quite high, and I don't really know why. I think I just knew obviously what was to come, where with Ava I had no experience of what was to come. Like I was pretty much just kind of living the moment, where with Fergus I was like, oh, like I know what's like, I kind of know what's kind of coming. So we'd had like the really honest conversation of what was kind of going to happen next, and again I was still very against the hormone drip, and the midwives were great. They were very much like, right, what are your concerns, like why do you feel like that, and really told me exactly what the hormone drip could do and would do, and that they would, if they had to administer it, they would start it at a really low dosage and they would kind of go over there and see obviously how my body reacted to it. So I was like, right, okay, like let me sort of think about it. So at this point they were like, right, okay, we're going to try and break your waters, which I agreed to. I was like, yeah, like something kind of needs to happen because nothing else is happening. And she went in to try and break my waters and she was like, I can't see them, like I can't see them, I can't feel them, is there a chance that they've already broken? And I was like, really the only chance that they could have broken that I've not noticed is when I went in for a shower. She was like, maybe that is what's happened, like that can happen. So she went to have like some tea and toast, and I went to toilet, came back and sat on the edge of the bed, and I just felt this like wee mini like pop, and I was like my waters have broke. So it was a big like celebration. And then by this point it was like, I want to say it was maybe like 6:30 in the morning. It was about 6:30 in the morning, and we were all just exhausted, like we were so tired. So I'd said, look, can we have like a wee half an hour 45-minute nap, and then we'll get the hormone drip administered and go from there. So it was all in agreement. Yeah, that's probably quite a good idea. I don't think we slept, to be completely honest. And then there was the staff switch over. So we then ended up getting Gail and Rebecca. Rebecca was a student midwife. They were both honestly absolutely incredible. Like I can't thank them enough. All 4 midwives like were just amazing, like really good. So the hormone drip was administered, I want to say about 7, half 7 in the morning, and it's safe to say the labour kicked off. Like, it pretty much happened instantly. And I really didn't want any more sort of pain relief. I was quite happy just to like have gas and air and go from there. And I was away with the fairies. Like, I was in a completely different planet with this gas and air. At one point, Gail the midwife actually was like, Colin, I'm going to take that off you. Like, you need to come up for air. And I was like, no, I don't want to come up for air, because if I come up for air, I'll feel the pain. And she's like, no, I get that, but you're going to pass out. And I was like, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. And then all of a sudden, all I just remember feeling is almighty pressure. And I was like, he's coming. Like, this baby is coming. And they were like, no, like, it's not going to happen that quickly. It happened that quickly. I mean, it happened that quickly with Ava. It happened that quickly with Fergus. And then Fergus was born at 9:25 in the morning. So roughly about an hour and a half-ish after the hormone drip was administered, this baby was born. And do you know what? It was fine. Like, it was honestly a really positive experience. And the major difference with Fergus's and Ava's was Ava's like heart rate dropped quite dramatically, so that I had like hundreds of doctors and like nurses and stuff in the room for her being born, where with Fergus it was just the four of us, and it was really, really lovely. And Craig's told me like after, been like, he came out and he was just blue. Like, they don't tell you that, they don't tell you they come out blue. And I was like, I didn't know that either. And the more I've looked into it, it's because he was born so quickly that he was obviously in shock as well that he came out that quick. And there's a picture of Fergus like literally just after he's born, and he's like on the wee scales, and Craig took this picture of him, and I don't know if it's the angle or what, but he looks like an absolute monster. Like, he looks gigantic. And Craig had sent it to his mum, and his mum basically was like, please tell me Colleen is alive. Tell me that like she's okay and like everything's all right with her. But no, he wasn't even that big. He was £7.12. He's a whole pound bigger than his big sister, and he was just perfect. Like, he honestly was absolutely perfect. So overall, both experiences of being induced were positive. I think if I was fortunate enough to have a third baby, I would maybe consider doing the Proston route again, just because it was quicker, to be completely honest. There was just a lot of waiting about with the Foley device, and it never really, it's what it did work, because it got me to like 5 centimetres, but it never really kick-started my labour. There was just a lot of waiting about, and it was exhausting. Like, it really, really was exhausting. Where I think with the Proston, it just was such a faster process, and there was less intervention. There was no water breaking, and there was no hormone drip needed. It was very much Proston, got me going, broke my waters, and that was kind of it. So yeah, if anyone has any questions or even any of their own experiences that they want to add to the comments, like, I would love to hear them. I'm not a medical professional at all, but I'll obviously try and answer anything that I possibly can. So thank you very much for persevering with this video, because obviously it's longer than what I was expecting. But yes, thank you very much, and bye.